Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Turn Order, the Seventh Eon, Episode 1. Welcome back. Welcome back from the break. Okay, so it's time to get this shindig started. What do you say? You guys ready? All right.
Yes, I am ready.
Yes, I'm ready. I just
You're
muted
married.
myself to type.
So, I think to get started, I'd like to find out a little bit of information, a little bit more info. How did you guys come to the guild?
That's easy. I couldn't stand being retired or working behind a desk. I needed something that I was just going out of my mind.
And the Iron Foxes was the one that made the most sense for you, huh?
Maybe it was just the first one I heard of.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, it's reasonably close to Hlundane.
Is it fairly big as far as those kind of guilds go?
I mean, the Iron Foxes is a pretty big adventuring guild. In the last several years, the guild has sort of exponentially increased its members to the point where it's forcing people to join as trainees and make them sort of go through a process. They can't just join the guild, pay dues, and they're part of the guild. They actually have to refuse a lot of people. So you guys have had to do several missions and stuff together to get to the point where you have become full members.
Yeah, I assumed that I would travel with Drap then when I was at Cladane, right after that happened, because I wanted to go on an adventure in general. Like, I wanted to see the world and, do stuff, see who I can trick into giving me more that I want. And, okay, that sounds awful. And that's how I ended up in the guild. So I assumed that me and Drap, traveled together there. I don't know if we heard of the guild before. Maybe I could just say, foxes, they're slay. They could be tricksters, Let's go for that one. Just randomly, like that.
Just totally ambivalent, just kind of said, what the hell, let's join the guild.
That was your dash, and you went, look, I could be a fox. Poof.
I like foxes.
That's why I say foxes are like slay animals. Like, they're known for being, tricky animals. So that spoke to me, obviously. Iron, not so much, but maybe it should have been meteorite fox.
Okay. And what about you, Ori? How did you end up deciding to join this guild?
I mean, I would probably be clinging to Belmont, outside in the real world, kind of at his cloak, are we doing this? Oh, okay.
So I'd say I guess if that's the case, then you would probably live in Bahamut then.
Yeah,
You'd
sure.
probably be in Bahamut. I would spend most of my days working, so I'd I'd say, you know what I probably would have done? I would have had allotted living space. I probably would just literally given it half to you. Just got walls built and you just gave you the other half of it.
Maybe I'm having she doesn't really know what she thinks of Bahamut, so she's probably hasn't been indoctrinated in Bahamut faith yet, but maybe that's what you want her to be.
Oh, every single person that Belmorn meets, he wants to worship the worship Bahamut. But I would say if you were going with the sort of tagging along with Belmorn, I was going to say at least the way that I was going to do it is because I'm appointed to where I'm working by the Holy Prophet, so I can't just leave. But I would say that I was given a missive from the Prophet sealed in wax, and it was said, you're going to be repositioned. We want you to go and join the Iron Foxes, and that's it. I'm sure there's more reasons behind it, but I don't question the orders that I was given. And then I would have asked you if you wanted to come along, pretty much, because I would have been moving. So
yeah, I said yes.
Okay. And what about Kelvin?
I'm looking for a way to get my name out there, a way to gain experience, go places, learn things. It's all about expanding my knowledge of the world, finding things for my alchemy and places and to experiment and things to experiment. While at the same time, you know, gaining recognition for being me rather than being an Iron Brew from Lesia. So I thought joining this guild, getting the opportunity to go out in the world and adventure and make a name for myself was the way to go.
Okay. So in St. Helena, your guild resides, and let's pull up a map because we need to find out where in St. Helena your guild resides.
Maps. I love it.
Let's pull this up. I have no idea if stream's going to be able to even read the words, the legend. But we'll try. Oops. Oh, God. The precision that's required to fit this in the overlay. Okay. There we go. All right. So, where is your guild located?
It is. I can tell you exactly where it is because this is one of the deciding factors for Kelvin. It is right next to the Golden Mug Inn.
Okay.
I like that.
Just so we can, like, after reporting in, well, just go next door and get a drink and a hot meal.
Wonder if maybe the
I like
Golden Mug Inn is actually like ran by the guild.
that
Would
could
you
be
say
one.
like right next door? Would you say that? How's
I'm
that
gonna
work?
I'm gonna say it's unintentionally run by the guild. Like
we
it
keep
just-
them open basically.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, yeah, it's more along the lines of like, you guys probably have to be shown the door more often than not. I think.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So we're gonna say that the guild is there. Okay, the Iron Fox. The Iron Foxes. All right. What does the building look like for the guild?
I'm picturing like basic barracks from World of Warcraft, like typical
Oh, those
blocky
tents.
building.
Yeah, but what type city? Like what time? What's
Stormwind.
the city like?
Is this Renaissance?
So
Alliance.
I will talk a
Ooh.
little bit about the city because it's definitely not what you're expecting. This is probably more of a Spanish style city.
Oh, I like that.
More like mostly Spanish. This is a port city, so it actually accumulates a lot of its character from a lot of different cultures. And just an FYI, this is the mod city. This is the city that the mods created.
Oh.
That's sick.
Yes.
That's sick.
Can it be like a sort of a connection to a big tent, but also with like a building connected to a tent? Like have a fort tent type style?
That
which,
makes
like,
no sense in the city, but let me. This is
I don't know what you're
this-
Spanish.
this is a big city. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Saint Helena, and we can sort of figure out like what the guild looks like and some of that stuff. Okay, so Saint Helena is best known for being a bit rough around the edges. It's a heavy trading port. There's lots of sailors. There's lots of smugglers. And there is a noble leader of the city. In Falarin in general is a feudal society basically. There's the queen, and she has nobles and vassals and stuff that she gives land and whatnot. So being in control of Saint Helena is a big deal. But the guy that runs Saint Helena is not what you would call a big deal. He's a gnome. And he's not well liked in the city. The city is actually run by the Merchant Guild. This city is very much focused on money. So this noble leader, who goes by the name Jacques d'Aswell, is a figurehead. He's a pawn. He's a puppet, and he doesn't know it. He has no idea.
Fucking name though.
Great.
I don't know if anyone else caught it.
I didn't catch it. Can you say the name again?
You gotta just leave that stuff be, Zagoticus. Just let it be figured out.
No,
You can't.
Jacques Okay, there it is. Okay. French or Spanish gnomes. I'm curious to see where you take that accent.
He's you'll see. Yeah, he's not well liked. In general, there's like I said, there's the merchant guild that sort of runs things. This city's very much about the money and earning it. There's a big division between the upper and lower classes, which is why you can see there's a lot of slums here. And there's also like really rich areas, like the Temple District is like where your guys' guild is located, is a very like rich area. So I feel like if your guild is located next to the Golden Mug, it's kind of like not welcome. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like it's there mostly for the prestige that the guild has brought. And that's it. Like it's not well liked, I'd say, with most of the people that reside in the Temple District. It's like you guys are bringing down property values. So
how do the properties look like there?
So most of the city, like I explained, is sort of it's got a Spanish kind of flavor, like it's got like that coastal kind of vibe. It's hot here. This is sort of is like temperature wise. It's humid, it's muggy, it's kind of like Florida, you know, like it's hot and muggy, and the area surrounding the city is like tropical, like there's
so like stone, light colored houses.
Yeah, very much like light colored stone, that kind of thing. And the clothing in general, there's like a lot of silk and like flowing kind of outfits. Leather armor, that's sort of like swashbuckler kind of style. Mm-hmm. But you'll see people that just don't match at all because it's a trade port, so there's lots of just different kinds of mixing of cultures and stuff. It's got a very it inherits some Renaissance feel from Brienne, which is the capital of Falarin. And there's a kind of bourgeois feel in general. Their heraldry, for those that are interested in making heraldry for this city, just saying, that would be great. I'd love some heraldry.
Oh, I made one.
And heraldry for the guilds, the Iron Foxes.
Yeah. The heraldry for this city is a blue background with crossed keys and a coin at the base of one of the keys. There's a lot of mercenaries that come through the city. They export ships and art and carpentry and furniture. There's a naval base down at the southeast of the city. And you can't see it there, but there's like a little dock and everything for the Navy and stuff. The like whole southern district. And mods, if you're looking at the map now and being like, WTF, we didn't pick that map. What happened was they upgraded the software for this map generator. So when I went to the link, it wasn't existing anymore. So I had to pick one that kind of looked like what you originally picked. But yeah, I couldn't use the same one. The Iron Foxes. So to start things off, let's get this party started. Bursting forth from the front door of the guild, as you guys are probably just like in a common area, just kind of talking, is a diminutive character that's wearing lush clothing, is very foppish looking in general, with a very... Do you know those berets? I don't know what the name is, but the berets that are like really big and poofy, the ones that are like oversized
With
for
like a
somebody's
big
head.
feather. Or
Yeah, and they have a
something?
brim on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's wearing one of those hats with just a huge feather. The feather's almost as big as he is. In walks a gnome that all of you would recognize as Jacques Daswell, who bursts through the front door with his retinue. He's wearing quite obviously this like long blonde wig underneath his poofy hat, and it's got ringlets and everything. And he's got his entourage with him. His entourage are all like big, kind of burly-looking
Yes.
people, right? And one of them is carrying like a stool, like one of those like little walk-up stools, and another one pulls up like a horn, and you're and the stool gets put down, and he steps like up the stool so that he's about like human height, and he says, "My good people, I have come. Your noble leader, Jacques Daswell, is here."
I just imagine Ignia like being leaned over on the desk, like talking to someone for like a quest, turning around. What is that noise?
Yes, and he's got his hands on his hips, and he's looking like his chin is pointed up as high as possible.
Yeah, I rip a loud fart for sure. Oh.
Really, Kelvin?
Continue tinkering with some vials and messing with at the table.
What was that? What did he say?
Show him some respect, would you?
We should listen to him. Maybe he has something important to say.
What is it that brought you all the way to the hall, Jacques?
Yes, speak up.
My good people, I am here to allow you the privilege of serving me.
And why would we want that?
Not a bloody waiter. What?
Of
Shouldn't you go
course,
through the proper
Saint-
channels of the guild?
of course, Saint Helena would be nothing without the Iron Foxes. But Saint Helena needs your help once again.
So how much is Saint Helena paying us?
Of course, it is a simple matter with which I will discuss with your guild leader. Where is Monsieur Vulpin? Monsieur Vulpin! Monsieur Vulpin!
I'm physically cringing a little bit while I'm sitting in my seat.
Yeah, I'm totally ticking at the fucking voice.
I have like a tick that just I'm just like, just winking one eye and twitching my head a little bit to one side.
I'll kind of tug your robes, but I'm like,
We should really help him. Maybe. I mean, it's important to us.
We will help him. Do not worry.
As long as
Unless he wants us to bring bloody food to him, he can bugger off. Cheeky git.
What do you think we do here in the guild?
Well, I don't bloody deliver bread and berries.
Of course you don't.
Look, not even a person.
Drab, I don't think he wants food.
Well, then why is he bloody well asking us to serve him? Right. Joe, back in my day. Okay.
He looks rough.
During the Great Civil War of
yeah, Drab. We know the story.
I
Say it
swear I didn't say the
every-
story before.
Every single
No.
day.
Definitely not. No.
Every day.
No. Look.
Look, I pull out my notepad I have like a calendar, and I just check off another day where you go and tell your story. Look, it's in the notes. Every day. Look, can we just give Jacques his moment?
Could be anyone's note.
Monsieur Verpin? And you hear like this groan like come from the back of the room. And what is your guild leader? What is
Yeah, I was about to say
what does he look like?
I'd say
He's
he's
a
a human.
silver fox, and he's human.
He's like an old silvered-haired.
He looks like Philip Schofield.
He's really hot.
Who the fuck is that?
I will show you now.
I definitely think he should be an older man, like
George Clooney, but a bit more sass.
I was expecting someone with longer hair.
No. Of course not. Not long hair. Couldn't have that.
Picture incoming.
I got it. I looked him up.
Oh.
Okay. So he's got that sort of George Clooney, like salt and pepper hair kind of. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
He's the most interesting man.
Yeah. But I feel like there's definitely like a and this is not my fault, Peachy. This is 100% the mods that made that.
I know where you live.
Just transfer the blame.
Yep, that's the goal. That was the whole reason that I did the campaign this way, is so that everything that anybody doesn't like, I can blame like the chat or whatever, and anything that anybody does like, I can take credit for. It's great.
I crowdsourced this voice actually, so
exactly. So, yeah. So he Volpan just kind of like gets up, and he says, Lord Daswell, it's so good to see you. What can we do for you? It's been a while, right? I feel like it's almost been a whole week since I've seen you. Of course. I know how important it is for the Iron Foxes to be graced with the presence of one such as I. It bolsters all of your incoming jobs. Of course, I am sure your list of missions and quests, whatever you call them, are full to the brim simply by my visits.
Is he even bloody speaking English?
Yeah, absolutely, Lord Deswell. I am a little curious, though. Do you think that the whole retinue was necessary? I mean, you live very close by. It's literally a few blocks away. Of course! I travel everywhere with my men. They are the heart and soul of the Dastrel family. Right, okay. Why don't we have a seat? Why don't we have a dining chamber? Would you like something to eat or drink? Can somebody grab
He bloody well does want us to do a food.
Yeah, I get up instinctively when he says
too.
that.
And I get
We
up
bloody
and
wasters now.
I try to help as much as I can.
I'm gonna
You know,
grab like
back
a
when I
big-
was in service to the king, okay, this happened once before. Very small man came in, and he was the height of a dog or a large badger.
I'm trying to reach up to his face, but it's really fucking far away.
Why are you touching my chest?
I'm gonna grab like a big pillow and like put it on a chair. So it's like this is where you can sit.
Okay. You go to put the pillow on the chair, and you can
I
see
kind
like
of laugh at his size.
yeah. You can. That's not appropriate to do, Mac. So you.
Hey, they do it with me all the time. It's fine. I'm fine.
So he pulls up like the chair or whatever, and you can see like one of his. He goes to sit down, and he says, he makes like a face, and he snaps his fingers. One of the retinue like runs over, has like a little brush. Cleans off the chair, puts like a doily down, puts the pillow on top, dusts the pillow.
Is that a bloody doily?
I'm not sure
Now,
what a doily is.
please have a seat. You may commence your sitting. And Volpen sits down. You can see, like, he just kind of, like, glances back towards you guys, rolls his eyes. A doily is like a lace. It's like usually just like a lace circle, basically.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
What your grandma has.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Atrocious things.
yeah. So he sits down. Belmore, what do you bring him?
What's there to grab?
Make it
Long
up.
Island iced tea.
All right, I'd probably just grab the cleanest looking like iron beer mug or ale mug, or Stein. It's got one of those cool caps on the top. I grab it from the top shelf.
Totally.
It's got the insignia and the crest of Saint Helena on the front of it.
I
And
really
bring it
try
over.
to get up to like the higher shelves, but I can't reach them, so I'm really disturbed.
Do not worry about grabbing the mug. I will do that. You just grab the water jug. Jacques, would you like water or ale?
All the retinue like raise their like eyebrows like to the ceiling, and one of them like walks over to you and says,
You will address Milord as Milord Daswell.
I'm truly sorry. I'm not familiar with your
Oh,
ways.
it's a bloody lord now.
Excuse Drab. He's not from around here. Very uncivilized. But could you ask my lord?
Into 2004, I met with the lords and ladies of Kitchenet.
Just look over in your direction and just
All
puff
the
smoke
talk
out my
of-
nose.
Yeah, maybe that's for another time. Then.
But my lord, ale or water?
he's like he makes this like curl with his lip, you know, just this sneer, and he says,
I suppose ale, if that is all you have.
Oh, you got a bottle of wine
I stand
here.
really disappointed with the water jug. Like,
Oh no, you can grab the ale. Grab the ale.
So I have brewer's supplies. Can this be ale that I make here for the guild?
totally up to you.
Yeah. So this is my ale. This is good dwarven ale.
Oh, you're gonna give him the
Dwarven
gut
stout.
rock?
Yeah. So before my family were alchemists, they were brewers. So we do
Before
sometimes.
they were
Obviously,
alchemists,
we're
they were
dwarves.
alcoholics.
Exactly. Yeah, so I've made this ale. This is like the Iron Fox's special. Very few people get to have this. It should be a big honor, but he's a shitlord, so.
Oh, he doesn't know.
And that's probably the main ale that's also served in the Golden Mug Inn.
Might be like a special blend
Yeah.
or brew or something that they carry, like a Lessia stout or something like that.
Sure.
That's cool.
So, yeah, you bring him the stein, and he just kind of looks at the size of the sign,
can I
like,
do it?
Yes,
Or am
you pour absolutely.
Can you? Okay. I'll pour. Do we have a glass?
Oh, use the stein, and I flip the top of the stein open.
I get a little bit nervous. I'm gonna. Can I make a dexterity, a sleight of hand check to see if I spill?
oh yeah, sure. If you want to make checks, absolutely.
Okay, let us see. Come on.
Okay, yeah, you kind of like wobble a little bit, but you get it. Yeah, you get it in there. It's not particularly hard to fucking fill a stein.
Philistine!
Philistine.
That was a freebie.
There you go, my lord. Did I do it right?
You did wonderfully.
One of his retinue like immediately like takes a sip.
I eyeball
No,
him
that's
really
not
hard.
yours.
I'm watching carefully.
That wasn't meant for you.
Excuse me, my lady, I have to check. It is proper procedure to make sure we taste all food and drink.
So people.
Well, that's bloody
taste food
convenient, isn't
before
it?
He can eat it.
Just
Get the
for
good
the
brand
safety,
new, I better have a taste. But
safety of the Lord.
It is always for the safety of the Lord.
And
My Lord Daswell, it appears safe to drink, sir. Very well.
I'm gonna stand really close.
Oh,
Yeah.
give him some space.
I'm
Ori.
watching intently.
He's got the big ass stein. It's probably it's probably, let's be honest, it's probably Volpan's stein, right? Like he just kind of like
Piss drunk.
I nod approvingly.
This is good stuff, isn't it?
It is satisfactory.
he puts
It's
it
all
down.
the rage.
Bloody well put hair on your walnuts.
I kind of sit down next to Kelvin and tap him and kind of just go closer. That's about as high as praise as you'll get from him.
Is that a bloody short joke? I think you should be a bit quiet about that. Just a little.
Yeah, it's definitely called exactly that. He says,
Very well. If we could dispense with the pleasantries, I believe I'll have an opportunity for you and your guild, Monsieur Voupin.
"Oh, well, good. What can we help you with now, sir?" "Me lord." His retinue just kind of like.
We have a problem. We have a problem in the shipyards, the docks. No trade is entering St. Helena or leaving. The sailors, they claim some kind of creature, something they have never seen before, is destroying ships. Several refugees have made it from lifeboats to shore. We need the Iron Foxes again. Will you help us?
Of course, we're part of Saint Helena here, sir, and its safety is our utmost concern. And I'm sorry, you said that this was some kind of creature where is it, sir?
The sailors have said that it is coming from the Bay of Hashin.
God damn it.
Jen's fault. And he says,
Of course, your standard fee will be acceptable.
I'll tell you what, sir. Me lord. I'm sorry. Me lord. I think that this is something we can definitely handle. And I have just the people that can help you with this. Just the people that can help you with this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
about the payments. How much will it give us?
It will always pay at a fair wage. Every single time you ask, and every single time it's fair.
Well, could always be more. But fine. We'll do it. Right, guys?
Of
We'll do it
course.
for St. Helena.
I mean, do we have to?
Well, I'm pretty sure you'll
As
get
soon
kicked
as-
out
as
of the
soon as,
guild
like-
if you turn it down.
As soon as like Milord Dustwell like looks towards you, Volpan is like,
Bloody hell, chaps, I think we bloody well have to.
That is our job, after all. There's a reason we're in the guild. Do as
Remember that
wishes.
job in Fulham? Remember that? Oh, terrible place. Full of bloody badgers. Everywhere. Oh,
They are quite delicious when roasted.
one thing I
The
ate
most
more than a
important
badger.
part is-
Two bloody
Is
badgers.
that we help them.
Exactly. Tenant of Bahamut, you're learning well, my dear.
Of course, we will provide you with some kind of ship to travel out and see if you can take care of this strange creature.
Sheep?
Anyone else got this, or shall I?
Why we would need a sheep?
A sheep! A sheep!
A boat, water vessel.
Of course, this is what I said!
No, bloody old chap, you said sheep, didn't you?
Sheep! Sheep!
Sheep, yep, sheep. Ma.
I literally clasped my fist over your fucking mouth. And I got iron gauntlets on too, steel gauntlets. So I'm just like literally grabbing
He basically
you and just shutting
slaps
your
you
mouth.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, where's the ship?
Where do you think? Of course, it is in the docks.
I just roll my eyes visibly.
The sheep's in the bloody duck.
Do you have
The
any
dock!
more
The dock!
Do you have any more information for us past just a month, sir? Or any leads for people that we could talk to?
And
Leads?
victims?
That is none of my concern.
Oh, well, do you know who we could ask or inquire?
Bullpen just kind of like pipes up. Maybe you can speak with some of the sailors that were having problems. Do you know anyone, Milord Deswell?
Perhaps there is someone. I will let my retinue handle this. I am prepared to leave.
You just wait a minute there, Jackie boy. You finished that stout.
Are you ordering me around?
It is customary for all nobles to finish their stouts in the south.
He looks towards his retinue. I would like Belmorn to make a persuasion check for me, please.
You know what? I was gonna say I'm gonna blow inspiration on my first check of the game. I'm not gonna do it though. 24.
Okay, so he
Pass out.
yeah, he says the retinue just kind of says they just kind of like shrug their shoulders, and one says,
Yes, sir. I believe that is right. You are required to finish it by custom.
I must finish this giant drink? What am I, some sort of huge behemoth Goliath kind of person?
What the bloody hell's wrong with that chap?
Nothing, of course.
he starts like muttering in Gnomish.
I do apologize, my lord. I may have missized the.
Yeah, you gave him you gave him like a like a good size stein here.
Like a 2 pint stein
yeah.
for a
Yeah,
fucking gnome.
Yeah.
My judgment was a little off. That's a much better idea, Ori.
I take out this tiny little glass. It's really cute. I put it on the table. It's got a little handle.
Little cappuccino cup.
I take the stein if he's put it down and pour like 50, 60 milliliters of this ale into the thimble cup.
You get like a eyedropper, like.
Oh, that there is customary. That's what the tradition is. If one cannot finish the drink, there's no shame. In
I
that,
will
of
drink
course.
the whole thing. What do you think I am? So some sort of coward?
And he starts. He's like it's like spilling down his face. Like
I just hold my fist towards the group in general for a fist bump from someone. Is anyone
I'll
just
give you
really-
this spot.
I want some of that.
3 of them
Whoa!
in unison.
He's-
Get it down, you froggy bastard!
I mean,
Some respect, Drab.
yeah, that's not half bad, to be honest.
Quite impressive, really.
He spilled like a good half of it on himself. Like he's trying to do it. His mouth just can't hold
Is
that
it like
much.
Joey drinking a gallon of milk?
Yeah.
100%. He finishes it up and he says,
I'm finished. This is...
There we go, Jackie boy. That's it.
Oh yeah, I'm cheering.
Impressive.
Woof!
Yeah, I lift my mug and I tap his across. I turn around like tap his. There you go.
He puts it down on the table. He's so wobbly, like immediately, like his retinue's.
I am ready to leave.
Oh, don't forget his step. I'd say
You can judge someone, but then they knock back a full tankard of ale. But good on him. Good on him. Bloody good chap.
Oh, I rush over to grab a bowl or a bucket or. Oh.
It's just like this super long burp, and like a bubble, like, and his retinue like comes over and they just kind of like pick him up by the arms, plop him down. Instead of like putting him down on the ground, they have the stool there so he can take steps down.
So good. I feel like they all just have like a set of stools as like a backpack that they carry around. Just
it like folds out from the backpack.
No, just have like a baby carrier. Just have him like on the leaves in the front.
At least 10%. At least. So yeah, he steps down like off the stool and he straight up like falls off the first step. Like he takes a step and just his retinue like just kind of catches him and tries to force him back onto a path, and he kind of like steps down off of there.
Very well. I will let the dockmaster know that to make your ship ready.
Many thanks, my lord.
As always, thank you, Monsieur Verpin.
He takes his hat off, and with it comes his wig. He's just completely bald. Completely
bloody good chap. Told you, bloody good chap.
Oh, my eyes. Christ.
Completely takes... The wig is, like, connected to the hat. Like, he just takes it off. He takes it off.
Monsieur Verpin.
He puts it back on. It's backwards. Like it's just,
parts the hair in the middle.
It's got like it's like this, you know, like it's just on an angle, and he says,
"Back to the villa."
And his retinue like comes over. They kind of like put their hands under his arm and just kind of like guide him, and start to walk him out of the guild hall. The last of the retinue closes the doors for the guild, and you can just straight up hear Vulpan. He's just fallen off of his chair laughing.
Yeah, I turned to the girl like a huge
I
grin.
think we all are.
I'm just sort of just there, like sort of just stunned. Just, what am I doing?
That was class there, Belmont, saying that you had to do it.
It's true though.
Oh,
that is custom, at least for the Dragonborn.
That's a bloody big jug. Oh.
I wasn't intentional though.
I want to
didn't mean
take
him any harm.
the tiny little cup, and I want to smell it. What does it smell like?
Ori, that's probably not a good idea.
You've seen the big man.
It can't be that bad. I've had drinks before.
It doesn't taste very good.
I'm just gonna grab it from her hand.
No.
Just let the girl have a bloody drink.
Just gonna try to drink it. Just gonna try to drink it. You don't know how old she is.
I thought you were young. Like young.
Jacques give
just
us
short.
Didn't you say she was young?
I'm sorry. Did what?
Did Ori say that she was like really young?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She
Not
looks
that
super
young.
young.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like really young.
She's probably around 18, 17. I don't think she knows.
Yeah, if you guys want to see some
Yeah.
great artwork that's been being created for the show so far, you can head on over to the Discord. It's in the Seventh Eon channel.
Someone really has to draw Jacques
Yeah.
being drunk with this happening.
Okay. So I think that's kind of a good place for us to take our next break. So let's take a little break-a-rooney, and we will be right back with some more of the Seventh Eon in just a little bit. Stay tuned for more. We'll be back.